Hello there, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you are watching. I am the CHALL and Chall Chats, the FA Cup tonight. Wigan Athletic nil, Manchester United 2. Not a long one, this one. We'll talk about some of the individual players, talk about performances overall, speak about all that good stuff, and of course, looking ahead to United's next round against either Newport or Eastleigh away, and talk about why I still think it could be tougher than this one. And now, before we get started, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to this YouTube video. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers and 500,000 views. Plenty of content to come over the next few weeks from the Premier League, from the Royal Rumble, from the Euro Cup, from loads of different events. So stay tuned for all of that. And for now, guys, let's get straight into this one. So Wigan Athletic nil, Manchester United 2. And you know what? I think it's one of them games. It's one of them where not a lot of people stood out. It felt very much like Man United didn't have to get out of second gear. Wigan put a lot of people behind the ball in the second half, especially. And yeah, it just didn't feel like one of them games where anything really stood out. I think Dallo took his finish very, very well. I thought Bruno's penalty was quite clever. I thought it was quite a nice penalty from Bruno. Was it a penalty or not? It was soft, but by the letter of the law, there was enough contact there to call it a penalty, but it is a soft one, so you've got to feel for Wigan on that one. From a Wigan perspective, first of all, I think that again, I think it was one of them where they put everyone behind the ball on some occasions. They did create some of their own chances, but they just couldn't finish them off in the box. I thought United defended quite well. I thought there was still lapse in concentration from a United perspective, though. I think McTominay had an all right game, nothing outstanding, just all right. Misplaced a few passes, mistouched it a few times, but was still working hardish, and did all right. I felt like Delo was probably man of the match just for the goal. I didn't think any other United players stood out. I thought Marcus Rashford had a really poor game, and let's talk about Marcus Rashford here for a second, because and you might need longer than a second for Marcus Rashford, because I generally don't know what to make of the whole Marcus Rashford thing anymore. It's been a while now, and he's been very out of form for a while now. And for me, I think he's having a really off season this year. I think that Rashford's having quite a big off season. Um, we notice he's either doing the same thing over and over again in terms of the way he shoots his shots, where he cuts on the inside and goes for the near post. It just doesn't work all the time. And then you've also got the other side of his game where he sometimes takes extra touches, he does something fancy and doesn't play it simple. He chooses the wrong option. There's a reason why Rashford's been on the bench in Premier League games for United in recent weeks, and that kind of sums him up this season. It's just been a poor display from Rashford against the League One team as well. If I were Ten Hag, I'd be dropping Rashford back to that bench, because I don't think he's earned the right to start. Bruno, I mean, apart from the penalty, what did he do? For me, I felt in the first half, Bruno Fernandes did absolutely nothing. I think he did absolutely nothing, and you've got obviously Varane in there at the back, and again, I thought he was solid. I thought he kept things composed. Obviously, speculation about Varane's future at the moment. What's going to happen with that? I don't know. I generally don't know. It's all up in the air now with United, because you've got Varane who could be going, Casemiro could be going, you've got Hannibal who could be set to go out on loan. I think Sevilla. I think the report from Fabrizio Romano was Sevilla. You've got Rashford, who's on rock bottom form right now. You've got Anana, who was solid, kept a clean sheet, but on a few occasions his distribution was worrying from a United perspective. I don't quite know what to make of it from a United perspective. It just they didn't have to get out of second gear to beat Wigan, and it kind of felt a bit half done at times. It kind of felt like 50% work rate at times from United, and not giving it 100% all the time. So, and these are the FA Cup games. If you're a big team in the FA Cup, this is an opportunity to try and put teams to the sword. It's teams lower down the pyramid. No offense to them, but this is the opportunity for the bigger teams to put them to the sword. And they didn't do that. And maybe selection came into it. Maybe it was a case of the selection coming into it and certain people, performing to a certain level. But for me, again, I just feel like United were kind of half doing it and 50% doing it for some of that game. And for me, I think that United need to be working on that, because you do that against someone like a City or a Liverpool, or I won't say an Arsenal at the minute, 'cause they haven't got a goal scorer, but someone like a Liverpool or a City or even a Wolves, you get punished. Simple as that. You get punished. From a Wigan perspective, like I said, United didn't have to get out of second gear to beat them. But for me, from a Wigan perspective, I think that defensively they kept it solid quite well. Obviously, the goal and the penalty with the soft penalty into the penalty kick by Bruno, which went the other side to the goalkeeper's dive, and the goal by Dallo from distance, which is a decent curling strike. Apart from that, I didn't really see United work up as much. So I think Wigan should be all right. So obviously, good luck to Wigan for the rest of the season in League One. United march on to round 4, where they'll go to either Newport County or Eastleigh. They're going to have their replay. Either way, I don't think United fans should be saying they're going to walk all over Newport or Eastleigh, because I've seen Newport play. They play good football. We saw what Eastleigh did against Reading. They could do a number on Man United if they walk into that stadium in round 4, wherever they go, and go into that mindset of thinking, oh, this is Newport County, or this is Eastleigh, we're going to walk all over them like we're Bigfoot. You're not. You're not. They didn't have to get out of second gear to beat Wigan tonight, but they only beat them 2-0 because of a nice strike from distance and a soft penalty. Apart from that, they didn't conjure up barely anything. So if I were United, I'd be worried going into this. But that's just me personally speaking anyway. But 2-0 tonight. Obviously, the end of the FA Cup coverage here on the channel. We've done 4 consecutive days of FA Cup matches. Tottenham versus Burnley. We did Sunderland versus Newcastle, along with the Donny Harrogate League game. We did we did Shrewsbury versus Wrexham, along with the Cavaliers Spurs NBA game. And then we did, obviously, United and Wigan in this video. So 4 FA Cup games back-to-back with a couple of the sports fixtures mixed in. So 6 games over the 4 days. So we're not too shabby. Back to some basketball action tomorrow with the Euro Cup. And then obviously we're going to go back to some Donny action, and then some more Premier League action at the end of this month. But for now, guys, I am the CHALL. Ta-ra for now.